Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Jay. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. Thumbs up, all that stuff means the world to me. I'm trying to grow this channel. Really, it's my dream, and you can help make that happen. So, we're going to be talking about this is a crazy topic, but what it feels like to be addicted to fentanyl and how it can happen to you really before you even fucking know what's happening. All right? So, my experience with opioids, it's a long, crazy story, to be honest. Originally happened, I got hit by a car. You can see a scar on my arm. Got a rod in there. I was walking on the side of the road, got fucking nailed. Lucky it didn't kill me, but obviously ended up in the hospital, had surgery, and I was on opioids for a long time. And what's funny about this too is at that time, all my friends were starting to get into smoking the perk 30s and shit. And I was always like, nah, that's not for me, man. I don't want to do that. But once I was up in the hospital and I was getting the shit, I was like, I like the way this feels. It totally broke that barrier. So that's when I started using them, a little bit. I didn't get addicted till much later though. So that was my introduction, right? That's how I started using them. And I was like, oh, this isn't such a big deal. And that's step one. That's what you got to watch out for. As soon as in your mind you start to think doing opiates isn't a big deal, you're fucked. You're on your way to getting fucked. That's a guarantee. So basically, fast forward quite a while, many years, I was in college. I was doing other drugs. I was doing, cocaine, stuff like that, but I was avoiding the opioids. Wasn't doing them. Although, I didn't think it was a problem to do it. I just really didn't have access, and I wasn't doing them at the time. So what ended up happening was when I would go home for break from school and all my friends were doing pills and shit, that's when I would end up, doing them here and there. So what I didn't realize, though, was that those pills were actually fentanyl, right? So it would, basically, I would do it, and I would just fucking throw up, and I would start sweating. Somehow, for some reason, I decided it felt good. I honestly, if I went back to that moment right now, I would be like, what the fuck are you doing? This isn't even fun. But for whatever reason, it's that reaction that's going on in the brain. You do it, and you start to like it. But so I'd go long periods, without doing it. I'd come home, I'd do some with my friends, I'd go back to school, whatever. What ended up happening was at school, all of a sudden, somebody, could get pills too. So I was like, oh shit, why don't I just do these pills also? And then that's when the addiction really started to kick in. But I didn't know it, man. I didn't notice it first. Honestly, I was doing them pretty regularly, and then I would run out and I would feel kind of off, but I didn't put it together because I just had no idea. I was like, oh man, I just kind of feel shitty today. Like, I bet if I did some pills I'd feel better, but not actually putting it together like that I was addicted to these fucking pills, fentanyl in reality. But so it took a long time, dude, before I realized that I was actually addicted to the shit, which is crazy. But I was probably addicted for a few months before I realized that, wow, I'm actually a fucking addict. It just creeps up on you. And then all of a sudden you realize, shit, I need this shit to feel good. And then it's too late, man. Then you're basically fucked. And, for me, and it was true for a lot of people, is that pill or whatever it was that you were doing stops being as effective, right? Because we build tolerance, we're addicted. We start thinking, I wonder if I just shot a little of this, maybe it would actually get me high again. Maybe I'd feel good. Obviously not even fucking considering the consequences of that. At least I didn't. One of the stupidest things I ever did was load that needle the first time and stick it, man. But I did it. That's what I did. And basically, I went from 0 to a fucking million. I went from not really realizing I was addicted, doing these pills, Fetty, whatever, here and there, not thinking I'm an addict, to now all of a sudden I'm waking up first thing in the morning and sticking myself like a pincushion. It's fucking disgusting. And I'm talking, sometimes in the morning, you wake up, you're dehydrated, you can't hit a vein. You got old needles, so you just stick and stick and stick, and blood is running down all over your body. I look myself in the mirror and I'm like, how did I get here? How the fuck did I get here? And that's basically fentanyl in a nutshell. That really is, you know. It took me to a lot of really dark places. It really fucked me up. But the crazy thing about it, and the part I want to stress, is that it didn't happen right away. It crept up on me. It's a little demon like that. It creeps up. You don't realize it first. This is why I want to get this out here too, man. Don't even try it the first time. Because you're not going to get necessarily hooked the first time, like they say. It's not like that. But you lose that mental barrier, that part of you that's scared to do it. And once you lose that, it's a matter of time. So just stay away from the shit to begin with, dude, because you're going to end up like me, fucking sticking yourself like a goddamn pincushion covered in blood, questioning every life decision you ever fucking made. And from there, it's a long, hard road to get back to sober. I'm telling you, fucking long and hard. But, so I guess to kind of go back to the point of this video, what it feels like to be addicted to fentanyl, feels like you need it to live. It feels like you can't function without it. It feels like it becomes, in my mind, like I convinced myself it was like a diabetic person, you know, taking their medication. I would just, you know, shoot my fentanyl so that I just like felt normal. And I convinced myself that that was okay. It was just like my medication. I needed it to function. And man, when you don't have it, god damn, you turn into a monster. You'll do anything to find it, anything to get it. Things you never thought you'd do, right? It does that to you, man. You turn into a different person. And it's crazy too, because, dude, the fucking high isn't even that great. Like some people, I guess, you know, are just, they love opiates and that's just like their thing. But for me, it never even was that fucking great. It just numbed me out, man. And it just got to the point where I was so physically addicted that I just needed more and more and more of it. Even though I didn't even fucking like it. And that's what it'll do to you. It takes control and it turns you into a new you. And that's why it's so fucking hard to change, because you need to reinvent yourself again. And think, you know, it took all of these actions, all of this time to become the addict that you are, right? It's going to take at least twice as much effort to fucking get out of it and turn yourself into, you know, a normal functioning person. You know, think about all the effort you put in to go get in those bags or whatever it may be. You're going to have to work just as hard to get clean, man. Even harder. It's not fucking easy. So, what does it feel like? Man, it's a demon. It's a trap. It feels like a constant weight on your shoulder that you can't ever escape. Forget going on vacations, forget traveling anywhere, because you can't go anywhere without your dope, because you know you're going to be fucking sick. So really, it narrows your life down, too, to this small little area, basically, where your dealer lives. And that's where you live, basically, your life. Just fucking chasing bag to bag. And you convince yourself that this is normal, too, right? This is totally fine, it's normal. It usually takes something crazy to happen in order to make a change. And I'd like to sit here and tell you that that day when I was, you know, covered in blood, looking at myself in the mirror, questioning every life decision, I'd like to say that that was, you know, the changing point for me. But it wasn't even fucking close. I was just getting started at that point. So, guys, this is a demon. Fucking stay away from it. It will convince you that it's your best friend, but in reality, it's your worst enemy. So, I hope this is helpful to someone, or at least entertaining. Hit subscribe, man. Till the next one. Peace.